All right, folks, let's break down what in the world the price of silver is currently doing, and more importantly, what's the price about to do next. It is July 4th, so I wanted to say happy July 4th, everyone. I hope you are having a beautiful day inside of this beautiful country. And this is also actually the 9-year anniversary of my channel. I made my channel July 4th, 2015. So a lot of stuff to celebrate. Now, we're going to be going over a price analysis. Silver pulls back from 2-week peak. Downside seems limited. There are a lot of buyers, and that's what I was talking about when we see little dips. And by the way, silver's $30.36. There's a lot of support now. So the days of 26, 27, even possibly dollar silver is over. It's a lot easier for it to stay at this $30 range now, where before, if it touched 30, it's shooting back down to 24, 25 for a while, sometimes years. Like, for example, the Wall Street silver movement in 2021, early February 2021, shoots up to like 28, 29, back down for years. So we are in a similar situation, but also an entirely different situation at the same time, where silver did quickly move up, but now we broke past 12-year highs, and now it's holding its ground. So it's only gonna, it seems like this is the new bottom, which means the new tops are gonna be new records being broken, meaning more area to discover and prices stabilizing at higher levels. And that's a little bit of what we're going to break down in this video. Make sure you like this video. We'll be going over some technical stuff too. So if you enjoy this video, make sure you like the video. Make sure you subscribe, because I do post daily. So if you want daily silver news, well, this is the place to go. Post sometimes multiple videos a day, and I will continue to do that for the foreseeable future. And I also can offer you guys a cheap, safe, reliable place to purchase your precious metals, which is from Miles Franklin. Andy Scheckman's the CEO of the company, been in business for 36 years. Never a negative complaint, because if something were to happen, we'll fix it, right? We'll fix it. And you could purchase from emailing me, slayer@milesfranklin.com, or calling me 330-485-6172. I'll try to answer the phone on the spot, and if I can't, I will call you back and make sure you're taken care of. Now, let's jump into it. Silver price analysis. Silver pulls back from 2-week peak. Downside seems limited. Silver snaps 5-day winning streak to nearly 2-week top, albeit lacks follow through. And that's such an important part to take note of, is that even on the dips, it's not moving down much. Whereas before, it'd be an entirely different situation, reaching $30 or multiple year highs. And when the correction happens, or when the pullback happens, it's still around $30. Right? That's very, very good. The technical setup favors bullish traders and supports prospects for further near-term gains. A convincing break below $28.80 area is needed to negate a constructive outlook. Now, I talk to a lot of people every day, right? A lot of people are asking, what do you think silver's going to do next? Is it going to dip? Is it going to rise? And here's what I always say, and most people agree with this. Even if it does go down maybe like 50 cents or $1, that's the most I could see it going downward. So if you're looking to enter the market, don't feel like, oh, if I buy right now and the price goes down tomorrow, you're going to regret it or anything. Because at the end of the day, whether it's $30 or $29.50, we're talking about silver being potentially several $100s an ounce, right, in the next, 5, 10 years or whatever. Not saying that will happen, just saying, don't focus too much on, oh, it's down 10 cents, I missed out or something, or it's up 10 cents or whatever. That's pennies to the dollar. When we're talking about something that's becoming harder and harder to get, right? It's not about missing the boat in terms of the price. It should be more of getting it while it's still available, especially if you saw the video I posted earlier today, which I am urging you to watch. Now we see big industry panicking, trying to get their hands on the last available physical silver. It's trickling down and will eventually hit us too. And it already is. Try to go to your local coin shop and see how much silver they have. So That's just a little bit of, of my opinion. Everyone is, entitled to their own opinion, and maybe you have a different opinion. Let me know in the comment section below what you think about all what I just said. So a convincing break below 28.80 is needed to negate a constructive outlook. Silver ticks lower during the Asian session on Thursday and erodes a part of the previous day's strong gains to the $30.65 area, or its highest level in nearly 2 weeks. The white metal currently trades around the $30.40 region, down 0.35% for the day, and now seems to have snapped a 5-day winning streak, though the near-term technical setup seems tilted in favor of bullish traders. And yet, people realize now that silver is worth a lot more than $30. And they saw the validation, the confirmation they needed that it can break past 12-year highs. Do you think it just broke past a 12-year high and it's just going to stay down for the foreseeable future? No. We broke past that. There's a little pullback, and now we hit the bottom. So it's only going to go higher. If we just broke past 12-year highs, to really think it's not going to go back above the 12-year high and then potentially go much higher is silly, right? It doesn't break past 12-year highs and then just stop flat or just stay down. That's not how the markets work. It's not how anything's work, especially silver, though, in this given circumstance. So it's a great time to enter the market. It's a great time. Silver recently showed some resilience below the 28.80 level, and that's very important, right? It shows resilience below, and that's horizontal resistance breaking the turning support level. The subsequent move beyond 29.70 in the 29.75 hurdle and the $30 psychological mark was seen as a fresh trigger for bullish traders. Moreover, oscillators on the daily chart have started gaining positive traction and suggest the path of least resistance for the metal is to the upside. And that is exactly what I've been saying. Now, it's easier for the price to go higher and harder for the price to go lower, whereas before we broke past the $30 mark, the 12-year highs, it was harder for it to go higher and easier for it to go lower. It would always try to get up to 30 and bounce back down, so that it was hard for it to go above 30. Now it broke above 30. Now it's easier for it to go higher and harder for it to go below 30 because now there's so many new buyers buying at 30, whereas before people were selling at 30 because that was the top. Now it's turning into the bottom. Things are switching. The tables have turned. Hence, any further decline is more likely to attract fresh buyers, what I was just saying, near the $30 figure, right? Now people are buying at 30, not selling, which should limit downside near 29.75. See, folks, like this is the time to enter the market. The latter should act as a pivotal point, which, if broken decisively, might prompt some technical selling and accelerate the fall towards 29.10 to 29 region before silver eventually drops to 28.80 and 28.70 key support zone. And that they're saying that's if we broke below those levels, which they just mentioned. There's a lot of new buyers at these higher points, especially as people lose faith in the government. Seems like every day gets worse. On the flip side, some follow-through buying beyond the overnight swing high around the $30.70 region has the potential to lift silver beyond 31 towards the next relevant hurdle near 31.50 and 31.55 area. The upward trajectory could extend further towards $32, and that's a round figure en route to the 32.50 region over a 1-decade peak touched in May. So they're saying, if it accelerates up to 31 and then moves towards 31.50 and we get to the 32.50 region, I think it was 32.42, which was it capped at to break the 12-year highs. Last time silver did that was on the way to $50 in 2011. They're saying that that's what would be happening. So it's either going to break below 29.75 and it could potentially go down to like 28, which is highly unlikely since there's no new buyers. It's more likely, and they even mentioned that the markets seem more bullish than bearish right now, that it would do the latter thing, which is approaching 31.50 and potentially going higher. So, what do you think? Let me know, though. Let's go into this. This is the technical stuff. This is another way to tell, what's going to be going on, especially given the context of that last article of each two scenarios that could play out. So, this is also posted today, July 4th. Silver price awaits more rise. Forecast today, July 4th, 2024. Silver price analysis. Expected scenario. Silver price settles around $30.40 after the strong rise that we witnessed yesterday, waiting to get positive momentum that assists to push the price, continuing the rise and achieving our next positive target at $31. Therefore, we will continue to suggest the bullish trend for the upcoming period, supported by the EMA 50 that carries the price from below, taking into consideration the breaking $30.06 will stop the current rise and push the price to decline again. Expected trading range between $30.10 and 31 resistance. So here's the trading range, trying to stay above $30.10 and trying to break above 31 resistance. Support is what it's trying to stay above. Resistance is what it tries to break above. So yeah, this article came out yesterday, just mentioning during all everything that we've been covering. Silver continues to find buyers. Wednesday was a very good day for silver markets as we broke above the $30 level, and it's still currently there. This is an area that we continue to pay attention to, but keep in mind the market will continue to see liquidity as an issue with the Independence Day holiday and the jobs numbers coming in the next 48 hours. The silver market exploded to the upside during the trading session on Wednesday, as we are now well above $30. The $30 level, of course, has a certain amount of psychology attached to it. Now, we've heard that twice now in this video. What do they mean? It's like going to Walmart. Walmart is going to price something $19.99 instead of $20, even though it's just a 1 penny different. Seeing $20 just psychologically, seeing the number 20 is a higher number than 19, even though that 1 penny difference it's only a penny, it still looks cheaper. Same with silver, same with anything. For silver, it's the opposite. People see 30 instead of $29.99, it just looks higher. And that's why these are psychological levels. Silver breaks past 30. That's a staple, right? If it's 29.78, it's not much. But once it breaks past 30, there's a psychology behind it, making people think silver is higher. Well, it technically is, but even if it's a couple pennies, it still does make a difference. So that's what they mean by that. And if they could stay above here on a day like close, that would be a very bullish sign, which it did. Short-term pullbacks will more likely than not end up being buying opportunities, like I was mentioning. But I also think you have to look at this through the prism of a market that is trying to find value. And where is it trying to find value exactly? That's another question for another video. And while I think maybe this will eventually happen in the short term with the holiday coming on Thursday, U.S. Independence Day, and the jobs numbers on Friday, really what you're waiting for is some type of pullback so you can enter. And that's another interesting point, is the jobs numbers on Friday. That's tomorrow, so we have to pay attention to that as well. So really what you're waiting for is some type of pullback to enter. It's already shown which direction it wants to go, and now your job is simply get in on the same side of the trade, which we all know which direction it's trying to go. So with that being said, the lack of liquidity over the next 36 hours or so makes this a difficult mark to jump in a huge position. But if it does pull back a bit, you can start to pick away at building some type of bigger trade. And they're talking about traders, folks, right? If he was talking to just a silver stacker like you and I, then he would be saying, buy it right now, right? Buy it and hold it. If you're trying to trade, marginal trade, or on the SLV or PSLV or anything to that note, it's a whole different type of game. But I still like this type of data because it still gives us pricing. But at the end, when they talk about entering and stuff, that's where you really shouldn't take it too serious, because he's not talking specifically to us. But the pricing that he's talking about is still relevant with us. So yeah, there you have it. Right now, silver's at $30.36 on Thursday, July 4th. This is the 9-year anniversary of my channel. I think it's pretty cool that I started my channel on July 4th, as this channel, represents trying to help people, secure their wealth and live financially free in this beautiful country. So, my job is to serve everyone in this country, and even other countries, doesn't matter, and help people live without the burden of debt, because once you're in debt, you're a slave to the system, and that's exactly what they want you to be. Once you take the power away from them, aka transferring fiat into real money, you have just taken control of your wealth. They don't want that. That's why they're going to push things like stocks or anything pegged to the dollar, because then they're still in control. But guess what? When the dollar crumbles, stocks are going with it, and anything else pegged to the dollar. That's why investing into, and not even just investing, but just putting your money into precious metals protects yourself. It's called a safe haven asset for a reason. It's detached. There's way less risk involved and a lot of reward. So anyways, I'm going to wrap this video up here. Check out the video I made earlier today, folks. It is incredible. One of my favorite videos I made in a while. The information is just so crazy, folks. It is so insane to see where the silver supply deficit is headed, and it's very concerning, and it also should kind of, make you think about maybe grabbing some silver while it's still available, because who knows how severe or to what extent it really is, especially with military and all of the behind the scenes stuff that's going on with the COMEX. And it's very hard to gauge what the reality of the situation is and what it's going to look like in the foreseeable future. So anyways, I'm going to wrap this video up here, folks. Make sure you like the video. Make sure you subscribe if you do enjoy daily silver videos, and I will see you guys tomorrow. Thanks for tuning in. This is Silver Slayer. I will see you guys tomorrow. Peace.